You know I'm about that life, enemies to lovers. Second chance romances, y'all love it. Love the groveling, love the begging. Love it. Who doesn't enjoy reading a book with a rich hero heroine? Come on. Come on, come on. You know we live for that. You know we live for that. Hi wonderful people, and welcome back to my channel, Book Craves. I am Giselle. How are you? What's up? What's the scene? How are you going? What books are you reading this month? Let me know in the comments section down below. So today I'm going to share with you my March TBR, books that I want to read in March. I don't have a lot of books on my TBR because I'm trying my utmost best to stick to the books that I have on my TBR. I was very successful in February. A lot of the books that I mentioned on my TBR, I did read. This month, we're going to keep it short and sweet. I have some exciting books that I want to read this month that I could not read in the month of February. On my channel, I talk about romance books, different tropes, different genres, subgenre. I love reading romance. If this is something that you like, subscribe to my channel and like this video. If you have heard about any of these books, like and comment down below. Okay, so let's get into this video. Okay, first up, this book. I am so excited to read this anthology. I am so looking forward to reading this book. I have been looking forward to reading this book for months. From the first time I saw anything about this book being shared or being published, I'm like, Giselle, you need to read this. I'm like, Giselle, you need to read this. So you know what Giselle did? Giselle pre-ordered the book, right? And this book is releasing March 15. It is Savage Bloodline, and it is written by various Black authors. Yes, yes, yes. I have been highly anticipating this book, and we are here, right? We are here in the month of March. It is going to be released in a couple of days, and I'm so excited for this book to show up in my Kindle library. I am so excited for it to show up. You don't understand, right? You don't understand. I have read several books by some of these authors that are contributing to this anthology. And yeah, y'all know. I mentioned this book in books that I'm excited to read, released by Black authors in 2022. I mentioned that book there, and now the month is here. So we have to read Savage Bloodline. These DeLucas men in Savage Bloodlines, they are dark, they are dominant, they are going to be passionate. I am right? What I am looking forward to is that, yes, this book is written by various authors, but there are also going to be different tropes. Here we have enemies to lovers, and you know about that life. You know I'm about that life, enemies to lovers. We have friends to lovers. We are going to have some BWWM romances, relationship up in there. Second chance romances. You all know how I feel about second chance romance. If this is your first time on my channel, then I love a second chance romance. Love it. Love the groveling. Love the begging. Love it. You see this face? Love it. There's also going to be billionaire romance. Like, who doesn't enjoy reading a book with a rich hero heroine? Come on. Come on. Come on. You know we live for that. You know we live for that. So I'm looking forward to that and much more. So I cannot wait to read this book. I cannot wait to get it. I can't wait. I can't wait. And if any authors are watching this video, if you want to send me a physical copy of that book, I will appreciate it. So really looking forward to this book. Another book that I mentioned in my January videos, a book that I was really anticipating that released in February that I did not read because I was dedicating that month to just reading books published by Black authors, right? So the book released and I could not read it. but we're not in February no more. So we're gonna read that book. Now listen, y'all, I'm so excited to read it, but I have to read book 1 first. So I actually went to the bookstore and I was just picking up books by Black authors. And this book tempted me so much. I'm like, yo, I cannot leave it. I could not leave it. If you saw that bookstore shopping vlogs, you would see it in my face. I was, the temptation was real to pick up this one. And then I saw this and I'm like, oh my gosh, this cover is so gorgeous. If you don't know, I absolutely love the color red. I don't wear it much, but I absolutely love that color. So when I saw this book, I wanted to buy it and I'm like, no, Giselle, no, go get it at your local library. So I did. Who knows? I might just pick up a copy. You might just see me picking up a copy of this book in an upcoming shopping vlog. Who knows? But if you have not heard anything about House of Earth and Blood or anything about the Crescent City series, then I don't know what to tell you. But this is one seriously hyped book. And I'm not reading it because it's hyped. I'm reading it because I read the blurb and it fascinated me and it intrigued me. That is why this one I was highly anticipated, but I can't read this one without reading this one first. So they are both on my TBR. This series, it is a urban fantasy. You have demons, angels, archangels, fallen angels. You have fae, and I'm all about that life. We're gonna read it. See how thick it is? That's why my TBR isn't that big this month, because these books, they ain't for beginners. But we are going to do it, okay? So I read Introducing the Icarus Family by Sage Young, and I absolutely loved it. So I read that book in February. Loved that origin series. Loved the brothers, the flow, the build, the anticipation, the suspense. I absolutely loved it. And I'm like, Giselle, you need to continue with that series. So we're going to continue and read part 2, Constantines Revenge. Yo, when I tell you part 1, the origin, I recommend that you read that first because it lays such a foundation that you really understand what happened in the past between these two brothers. Now we have the revenge aspect of it. So in the origin, the Icarus families, you meet two brothers that grew up in Russia, Nicholas and Dmitry, and Nicholas was involved in things that led to his family, his parents, his sisters being murdered. And so both brothers sought revenge, and obviously they had to get out of Russia. They came to America, set up a nice life, everything was going good. But finally, one of the brothers admitted to the other one that he did something that led to the killing or the murdering of their families. That brother was like, that is in the past. We can't do anything about it. Let's continue with our life. All right, then you see years progress, and that same brother, right? That same brother decides to do something that led to other people being murdered. And now he did something to his brother's wife. So now in Constantines Revenge, this is where they learn about what happened in the past, and they're going to get revenge on that brother. Love it. Love a dark book. Love a book with action and adventure. Love a book where there's plot twists. This book definitely ends on a cliffhanger, but I already know that because it is part of a series, and there are currently 5 books in this series. I am going to read book 2. Sage Young, Justin, you did a phenomenal job in that book, and you laid such an excellent foundation for the series. Loved that first book. So I have to read the second book because I cannot wait for them to have revenge. I also want to read Love and War by Shira Lynn. This is a BWWN historical romance. I have not read a historical romance in a while. Haven't read one in a bit, and it's time for me to read one. So I am looking forward to reading this one. So in this book, it seems as though the heroine, she's some type of singer or something like that, and she gets kidnapped and is rounded up with other female and taken to an unknown location, an unknown fate, and there she meets the master. So you have like that type of employer-employee relationship, or can you consider this a workplace romance? A workplace trope? I don't know. But yeah, so she's kidnapped, so she falls for her capturer. Well, technically he didn't capture her, but still. So I'm just looking forward to reading this book. It's not very long, just 211 pages, so I'm probably going to go through this very quickly because, you know, we have those thick books, you know, to read. Several thick books this month to read. So really looking forward to reading this one by Sherilyn, and this is going to be my first time reading a book by this author. Really looking forward to it, and I'm really excited to read it too. Yes. Another book that I'm really excited to read this month that is releasing this month is Fall Boys by Penelope Douglas. I am going to admit it now. I have not read any of her books. I know a lot of booktubers have read her books and have highly recommended her books. However, I have not read any. I actually bought one. It's in my library. I have one downloaded that's available on Kindle Unlimited. Is it Corrupt or something like that? But I haven't read it. It's still there. So I want to actually start to read this one as it's a new series coming out, and it is a spin-off from the Fall Away series, which I have not read, but I'm hoping that this can be read as like a standalone separate from that series. I'm hoping that I don't have to read that series first in order to understand what is happening in the Hellbent series. This is a high school romance, and I'm thinking it's going to be one of a hate to love or enemies to lovers. I'm not too sure, but you know, when I read it, I'll come back on and tell you about it. So one of the things that I'm really excited about to read in this book is that the girl, the heroine, she is the bully. Yeah, she is the bully, and I have not read one like that. Most of the times when I read a bully romance, it's always the guys, it's always the hero. So in this one, the heroine, she's the bully, and she is going to be the guy's downfall because he is squeaky clean and she is not. The last book that I want to read is Hawk by Tia Rain. This is part of a series. It is book 1 in the Church series, and it is an interracial romance. So I read the blurb and I have no idea what the church is about. All I know that Hawk left the church, and now that someone that he knew has died, he is sucked back in. And the heroine, her sister died, and she's not too sure if she can trust Hawk. I'm not too sure exactly what trope this book is going to be about. It's like I am going to go into this blind. I have no idea. The blurb isn't giving me anything at all, but we're going to still read it. So that's the end of my list. It is short, it is sweet, it has variety. We have a bully romance in here. We have a high fantasy in here. We have some interracial up in this joint. I'm looking forward to reading these savage, fantasy, magical, high intensity books. I think all of them are going to be extremely intense. So really looking forward to reading these in this month. Let me know which books you're going to be reading. Thank you for watching my video. If you have not subscribed yet, subscribe, like this video, share it, and hit that notification bell so you will know when I post a video. Bye! So I cannot wait to read this book. I cannot wait to get it. I can't wait. I can't wait. And if any authors are watching this video, if you want to send me a physical copy of that book, I will appreciate it. So really looking forward to this book.